coming into a valley here, and look at this landmark on the left. That's Bob. If anybody knows where Bob is, comment down below. Let me know, and you win a prize. Beautiful morning. Well, we're close. We haven't quite made her to where we're going today. We're down in Never Eat Shredded Wheat, down in the southwestern part of the Tuba, Manitoba. Oh, hold on there, going down. Woo! I raise it up when I'm getting in and out of the back because it's just easier. Because I'm down there quite a bit, so. I screwed up. I set my timers for my engine heater for Wednesday. It's Monday. It's okay, I got up this morning and I did one, or I clicked her on, so she's done one cycle. I had her set up to do a couple cycles so she'd be nice and toasty. I didn't want to run it all night. I ran it all night last night. I stayed in Kindersley last night, and she got cold. She was like minus 24 or something. If it gets minus 20s, I run the truck. Back in the day, I got caught couple times there where she's cold, you know, 25, 24, and the old trucks there, they freaking barely started, you know. So I told myself, I said, self, and then also with these heaters, I mean, the engine heaters, they do okay, but they also have a limit too. They can't, it's a little hard on them to fire up a truck at over 20 below anyway, that I've found anyway. This big DD16, it takes, you need a lot of heat to get this thing fired up, you know. So I was looking on the weathers last night down here in southwestern Manitoba, and it said only like minus 17, minus 19. So I'm like, okay, well, that's something. Shut her down, use the bunk heater, you know. I wake up in the middle of the night, and I've got a foamy on my mattress here because I'm too cheap to buy a new mattress, so I just got a foamy on here. When you roll over on the foamy and it's stiff on one side, you know she's pretty cold out. So I checked the bunk heater. The old bunk heater's just pounding away, but she's not keeping up. She's a little chilly in the cab here, right? So then I get on the phone. I'm like, what the heck? Minus 25. Woo! With the wind chill, right? So... oh boy. So then I click on the engine heater thing. So we're gonna see how that goes here. We're gonna see how that goes, and you're gonna be first hand. This thing, she fires up a little rough. Maybe it's because it's all new. But to me, she just fires up rough and shuts off rough. You know, just seems like it doesn't, like when it shuts off, it's boom, off. Whereas the other one, you turn the key, shut it off, done, right? This one, turn off the key, boom, done. So we'll see. I didn't screw up too bad. We got lots of oil. Oil still looks like brand new. I'll have to show it to you guys. That's the part that blows me away about a new engine. And one that's not getting a bunch of soot in it, you know what I mean? The oil still looks new. So here's what we got here. I'll just show you. So, got 28 minutes left on a cycle, but I want to get going in about half an hour. So we're going to fire this thing up. So that means it's running. We got 28 minutes left in the cycle, and that's what time it is, and that's what day it is. So Yeah, I set all my timers for Wednesday. For some reason, I got so confused. Easily to do. Easily to do. Okay, we're gonna fire this bad boy up. Let's just see what happens here. We got an air leak too. I heard the trailer pop off there in the middle of the night, so we're down some air. Let's see what we can do here. Come on, baby. Oh boy. How's that looking up there? Can you see? I don't know. See all that exhaust? Yeah, that's all us. Kind of looks nice against the sky, huh? Well, while I wait here, this is going to be a new hog barn for a colony down here in Manitoba. They couldn't get anything started this morning, so I don't feel so bad forgetting to put my timer on this morning for my heater, but maybe they're starting a new colony here. I don't know, because this barn is... I'm so close to the U.S. border in Manitoba that my phone switched to AT&T. Into the U.S. side of the world, but I think I'm only about 5 miles from the border, so. But I'll show you what I mean about my timer here. So if we can get in here, here's my engine timer, so it tells us what time it is. You go down here and you go and you set your timer. I'm just turning this little dial here for anybody that has no idea what this little thing is. And timer, you can see they're set on. It's set number 1 and number 2 are set to on, right? See that? So we go up here. So what was number 1 going to be? Well, I got her set for 5:30 in the morning on Wednesday. Okay, well that did me no good because today is Monday, but hey, whatever. And then the second one was going to be at 7:45, so I was going to have about 4 hours of run time, which would have really warm this sucker up, right, for startup. And this one's done, as you can see, is that Wednesday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday as well, right? So yeah, kind of screwed that one up. We'll turn this off because we're going back, and then we'll turn this one off because who knows when we're going to need it next, and we'll rejig them so we have to heat up the engine tonight, all depending on how cold it's going to be. So there you go. That's how I screwed up. Forgot what day it was. That never happens. Well, they're going old school with the big crane there. Wonder if they bought that crane just to do their jobs themselves down here. I don't know. But yeah, they got all the foundations done and all the piping and everything. I don't know what goes into a hog barn, but Lots of water and lots of drainage, I would think, for poop and all that stuff. And these guys over here, they're just pulling off all the forms and all the insulation off the foundation there. So they're just getting her all cleaned up. But you can see she's going to be pretty big here. Cool, cool. Still waiting. Got a truck behind me that they're doing first. I got the windows open, I got the heater off. Well, 3 hours ago I'm going, why are my feet so hot? Starting to get a little sweat and I'm like, what the hell? Cracked the window and the winds are just crazy. Something's blowing in and yeah, temperature just keeps going up and up and up. We're gonna carry on through here, make our way into Alberta tonight. We're trying to get back and put ourselves into a good position to get another load tomorrow, hopefully. Good way to do that is to be prepared for work. So you be out there, be ready to go, and they look and they go, oh, you're back already. Yeah, you betcha. Hey, you want to take another one? Yeah, you betcha. Well, there is one slight issue. When you have 0 degrees now, we're now at 0 degrees in December in Canada, in Alberta or Saskatchewan. Yes, it's nice, you don't need a toque, but the road turns into a curling rink. Whoa! Yeah. Morning. Bear with me here while I oh my goodness, I'm running out of coffee. Oh no. We made it on the skating rink last night to the world famous location. Now it's a beautiful morning this morning, like it's +3 degrees, the wind's blowing out of the north, believe it or not. That's kind of crazy. Raining. So rain, snow, and 3 degrees Celsius, that's not good for roads. But that's good for mental health, I'll tell you that right now. When you get outside in the morning, you're Canadian, and you know, especially in Alberta and Saskatchewan, where we get hit pretty hard, in Manitoba with winter. If you get out and you go, oh, I only need a hoodie today, you're very happy. Can you tell where we are though? It's world famous, this place. This place is world famous. A world famous rock band grew up in this town. World famous rock band. I like them. Some people don't like them. I think what they've been able to do from this little town to the world is amazing. So I'm in Hanna, Alberta, the home of Nickelback. I just thought I'd let you know that. I mean, how can you not like a band and some of their lyrics? If you ever listen to all their songs, they're awesome. Just listen to the lyrics. I mean, how can you not like a band that says, you look so much cuter with something in your mouth? My kind of guys. There we go. Okay, let's hit the road. Gonna lock it up here this morning. I did my best to I was tired. I did my best to keep moving a little bit last night while my tires were warm so we didn't sink in here, but sometimes it doesn't always work. Yeah, we were in a little bit of a dip there, but you gotta get it rolling. The goal is to get back and loaded today, because thankfully they want me to go back again this week, so that's awesome. Get loaded today, which is Tuesday. I drove 12 hours yesterday to make it this far. Get loaded this afternoon, well, maybe about 11, 12 o'clock. Turn and burn. Might stop and put a little soap on the neck there a little bit. Clean the its, bits, and tits. And the pits. Quickly. Fuel up and go. Spin around, try and make it back as far as I can, and then I got all day Wednesday to get there, so it doesn't have to be a rush, but you know, you want to always set yourself up, put yourself in a good position. It's like I'm coaching hockey or lacrosse or something. Put yourself in a good position so that when it comes time to deliver, you're right there and you don't have to do too much extracurricular activities to make it to the delivery site, you know what I mean? Well, good morning from a snowy, cold, south windy. The wind's from the south now and it's cold. So yesterday we had a north wind and it was warm, bringing rain, and now we got a south wind and it's chilly. It's bringing all that cold air from Texas, I guess. So here's the big boy. So we still got to measure them even though they're on a drop deck or a step deck, because we're still over height. Just because you're on a step deck doesn't mean you're not over height. So we still have to get over height permits for this. So these particular ones, how can I do this here? I already measured yesterday, but from there to there is 10.5 feet. So these are 10.5 foot panels, and then of course you got to measure that, right? So now we're an extra, I just say 5 inches, but we're about 4 3/4. Okay, but I always give a little bit. You know, you always got to brag to the ladies just a little bit longer. That 1/4 inch makes a huge difference. And then here, from the ground to here is 40. Oh, hold on there. Can you see? There, how's that? 43 inches. And I always measure at the, so in my last video I just had panels at that position, so that position is actually lower than this position because of this suspension on the step deck. Some are right flat, but this particular one that I've rented, it's lower up front here. So, you know, I could lower the suspension a little bit, but now's not the time. But we're fine. So a regular 13-foot 6-inch load, which is like your basic van trailer, is 13-foot 6 is what's that, 4.11 meters. So of course up here in Canada we do it all in meters. So when you go under your bridge, it's in meters. Anybody go under a bridge and take a look? Read what that bridge says in meters. There's a big yellow sign right on the bridge. Usually it's a little late if a guy's trucking, but you should know what these bridges are. They tell us what the bridges are. You could look it up anywhere. You could look it up online on the Googles, all that stuff. So here's what I got here. Also, I got a pallet of concrete. I'm gonna go in and we'll chat more in the truck. It's cold. This is what I got. Okay. So we're 14.5 tall, even on the step deck. 14.5 feet tall, and that's 4.42 meters. 4.42 meters. So then you got to call and see if there's any bridges that are 4.42 or lower than 4.42 meters. So on my last video, I did a job out to Revelstoke. I didn't show a lot of it, but I had to take a long way around. Anybody that knows Alberta and British Columbia, I had to go from Red Deer area to Hinton, up over through Jasper, down to Kamloops, and then back towards Revelstoke. I had to head east, so I had to take the long way, we call it, because I had to go all the way around. Because there's snow sheds at the Rogers Pass there. The height is like 4.18 meters. So a regular van is 4.11 meters, and those snow sheds are 4.18 meters. So there's only, what does that mean? 1.1 to 1.8? That's like 7 centimeters, like 10 centimeters, about that. So there's not a lot of room there for them vans even. So the load I took out there, we were 4.45 meters tall, so we of course would have hit. So we went all the way back around the other way and delivered, and then I can go home the short way. Anyway, this particular trip, we are not very tall, 4.42. We're still over height, so you got to get a permit. And yeah, but most places you can still go, because we're only not even a foot taller than a van trailer. But we're gonna go up, find a bathroom, get a coffee, and we got all day to get there because we don't have to deliver till tomorrow. We got 8 hours to go, and to some people 8 hours is like, oh my god, it's gonna take me a week to do 8 hours. I'm like, we do that before lunch. Like literally, we do that before lunch usually. Alright, let's get going. As we turn here, you can see this sign on the left, 40 kilometers an hour, and the height of the bridge is 4.8. So that's still pretty tall. And we're at 4.42, remember? Big yellow sign. So this was fine and all. As you can see, somebody hit that one there. Try and take a picture of that for you there, because yeah, you can see where they repaired the concrete. Well, just for people that don't think about that, or if you're a door swinger and you got really absolutely no reason to think about that. Oh, roads are just terrible. How do you know in Saskatchewan your dentures fall out all the time anytime you're driving? It's pulling up here. We're gonna go get some fuel. Like I said, baby load, all you high, wide, and ugly haulers, you're gonna be laughing because I'm talking about it so much, but it's just for the average folk that don't pay attention to that. Yeah, maybe one day I'll grow up and go do some high, wide, and ugly stuff again, that, oh, where are you going, bud? You can't make this shit up, dude. Yeah. First time big city. That's a one-way that fella was on. Well, it's a good thing there's two of them in that cab, so one of them can come and block traffic. Oh, hopefully, yeah, he's backing up. Jeez, it's green. Get going. Oh boy. There you go, reporter on the scene. That's a Canadian trucking company too. See? Driving is hard. Hey. Not gonna knock them. Some places, if you don't go there all the time and you're new to driving, there's a lot of moving parts that you gotta handle, especially if you got a manual transmission. Yeah, well, you took up half the road, so you gotta go there, bud. Because I gotta take up half the road to make this turn. Lots of moving parts, and then I'm watching my passenger side so my wheels don't go over the curb. So then, yeah, if you're in a new spot, you could easily miss a sign or easily get confused on turning left. But then also we got a lot of Europeans coming over, a lot of foreigners that drive on the opposite side of the road that we do here in Canada. And even though they passed their license, allegedly, they still, if they've been driving in their country for years and years and years, their old habits will kick in when you're just kind of trying to get going and turn and go down a road or something. So anyway, there you go. Wrong way on a one-way. Big truck. Chug-a-lug, 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 chug-a-lug. Yeah, I was just looking over here. Look it! He's got his own porta potty. I should get one of those. Well, you know where winter is. Winter is in Manitoba. I found it. Oh! Well, it's right down here on the border with Montana. So the northern parts of Montana are pretty darn windy. With the wind chill, she was 28 below last night. That's all. Woo! Maybe an office job, hey? Maybe an office job. Maybe that's next. Nah. I'd be sitting in the office wishing I was outside. Oh, crane's maxed out there. Last one. I want to apologize to my fellow Saskatchewan brothers and sisters. That was fairly mean of me to say that, you know, you're in Saskatchewan when you're, you know, because your dentures fall out when you're driving. Well, that's not true at all. Not at all, and I apologize. The lenses on your sunglasses are the only things that fall out. That's it.